Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, Fabulites. This is Angela with another edition of Notes on the News, where I share with you headlines from my news feed and my thoughts, if I have any that I feel like sharing, about those headlines or about that story or about the subject matter in general. But as the title says, it's not news. It's just my notes on the news. I'm Angela. The channel is Be Fabulous. You let us proceed. MH370. Private company signs deal to resume missing plane search. I think that was like a Malaysian air flight, and it seems like it's been like 2 years, 3 years. How long has it been? It's been a minute, right? I saw where there was negotiations in progress, for this. It seemed like about a couple months ago. So I guess this private company has, they've inked the deal. They signed the deal. So, that's that. That's what I got. Japanese astronaut apologizes for spreading fake news after claiming to have grown 3.5 inches while in space. He only grew 2 inches. I don't know, but anyway. South Africa police hunt rapist with bitten penis. I feel like, I hope that if I'm ever in the situation, somebody has tried to rape me, sexually assault me, and I twisted their finger, I kind of wish that I had broken it. I don't know what happened to them, so maybe I broke it, maybe I sprained it, but I feel like I wish that I had, just like the idea and the nerve of you to try to, engage with me in that way, like I'm not a human being and like I don't have a right to, like I'm like a thing or an object. Like, that's just some bull. So the very least that you deserve to do is have your finger twisted. I wish I had broken it, and I wish I had kicked you in your balls, your nuts, just really jacked you up. So I kind of feel like a bitten penis is the least that you deserve. You deserve to have your penis cut off. If it was up to me, the vajayjay in the mouth would just and just dismember your member for the bull crap. That's how I feel. How do you feel about that? Is that extreme? I mean, is there like a... Yeah, let me just leave that alone. Juliana Farfalla, German Playboy cover to have transgender model. Moscow taxi users face the bill amid GPS meddling claims. So people, the GPS is saying you 1,000 miles away, and this all kinds of mess and confusion, and it's affecting the price of the taxi ride. And they say the Kremlin, or that the theory is that someone is trying to protect the location of, people who might get assassinated or be in danger or whatever. And so that's why they're scrambling and playing around with the GPS to like keep up mess and confusion. But it's causing mess and confusion for me. Like, I get in a cab and I go 100 feet and you gone 6,000 miles and you owe me $200. I'm like, no, I'm gonna pay you the minimum, so it's like it's some mess and some confusion. Rape victims' clothing on display at Belgium exhibition. That seems like that would be really interesting because, a lot of people are like, well, what was she wearing? That's what you think, or she, or what was he wearing? Miss Bella, what are you doing back there? The most punctual airline in the world is one you've probably never heard of, and it's called Air Baltic. Oh, from the Baltics, like Eastern Europe, right? Congratulations on being the most punctual airline in the world. Michelle Williams was reportedly paid less than $1,000, I think it was like $784, to reshoot All the Money in the World, while Mark Wahlberg made $1.5 million. What? This gender inequity in pay is coming more and more to the forefront. And, I've been thinking a lot about Miss Hoda over there and how, a couple of these white women have left their job saying, well, I'm not going to continue to work here if you're not going to pay women the same thing that you pay men. I'm not going to participate in this. I have to leave. And Hoda, meanwhile, over there, when she got her promotion, so I think that's 2 or 3 jobs she's doing there. She's been there for longer. Has seniority. She'd been there for a long time. And then it came out during this whole thing where we found out that she wasn't being paid as much as Matt Lauer, not nearly anywhere near what Matt Lauer was being paid. But not only that she had a female colleague, a white woman colleague, I believe she was, who was making more money than her, but she had been there for longer. So when Hoda got her pay raise for taking on the new job that Matt Lauer had been paid 3 or 4 times as much to do as she was paid, she got a raise, and her raise brought her up to what her white younger had been there less time than her female colleague was making. Now, I kind of feel bad for Hoda, and I kind of feel embarrassed because it's public knowledge, and I think it should be public knowledge, but she's probably not going to quit her job because she might not exactly have the luxury to quit her job in the same way that a white woman would have the luxury to quit their job. Because the white woman has the whole network of whiteness to support her as she makes her transition. And also, she might not have the same types of responsibility. It's just like the system is like, not only, as a brown woman who I don't even know if she identifies as black, but, she's being paid less, I suspect, as a woman and also as a black person. And then there's this whole thing with salary negotiation where it's almost like if you don't know how to negotiate your salary, then oh well, unless you work for, in the public sphere where things are relatively public, but things are still not exactly public because there's a pay range, but at least it's like theoretically people are like within the same range as you. But anyway, I just have been feeling kind of bad for Hoda and like embarrassed, or I don't really know. I don't know how I've been feeling for Hoda, but I've been feeling, Pakistan reporter Taha Siddiqui flees armed abductors. He was in a cab. They got in a car in front of him. They on the highway. I think he going to the airport. The car in front of the cab just stops. The people get out with like big guns and then one little gun, and then they take the cab driver's keys. Then they driving him in the cab, and I don't know if they're beating him or not, but he ends up jumping out of the cab. Then he runs to the other side of the road. Then he gets in another cab. Then the cab is like, the other cab is like, you got to get out because people are chasing you. What are you, a government gangster or something? Then he gets out and he rolls. This is the reporter still. He rolls onto the side of the road, and then he sneaks and gets somebody else to help him less conspicuously. So he say he's safe with the police now. Being a reporter, it's like hazardous. I mean, kudos to reporters, because some of y'all be out here really, putting your life be at risk, giving the public, giving us information, helping us to know, what's going on in the world, exposing us to things. So Singapore no longer has the world's most powerful passport. And this European country has reclaimed the top spot. What's the country? Germany. So when they say the most powerful passport, it's like when I would travel, there would be some countries where I would need a visa to get into because I have an American passport. And so I guess that Germany's passport, you need the least visas in the world when you travel. So more countries just accept your passport as entry than any other country in the world. I think that's what the story was saying. Germany, who knew? The neck rule could tell you if you're ill enough to skip your workout. Here's how it works. I think if your illness is from the neck up, then you can work out. And if it's from the neck down, like in your chest and your throat and your chest, I guess, then you don't work out. Or maybe it's the other way around. I don't know. Because I don't really work out anyway. And I just be walking. So if I can, I'm going to do that anyway. Because Miss Bella, she going to help me. Anchal Thakur. Accolades for India's first skiing medalist. Yay! Anchal Thakur. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, sis. Stan Lee, and this is, if y'all into comics and all of that, you know who this is. I didn't really know who he was. Is being accused of sexual misconduct by nurses who used to care for him. Spain, Catalonia, conviction over Inez Aramenda's gang rape jibe. She said I think somebody said she should be gang raped, or she said somebody should be gang raped. That ain't really, that ain't really nothing to joke about to me, or like, you know, I don't know. I don't really be understanding that type of commentary. There is a condition that makes people think that you're dead when you're not. And it could explain why 3 doctors sent a living man to the morgue. 5 things that make Canada a very different place to work than the U.S. CDG Awards nominations announced for film and TV costuming. Netflix orders Chambers supernatural drama series produced by Stephen Gangham. I think that there was some black or brown faces I saw or something. I don't know. None of this mean anything reading, but I'm assuming it must have something to do with somebody black or brown, because that was why when I clicked on it, if I didn't know what it was. So for those of you who know, let me know. These photos show how Southern California has been devastated by mudslides that killed at least 15 people. So with the fires, the trees are gone. So when the stuff starts slipping, it's nothing to stop it from slipping or to slow it down. And, you know, it just, and and people are missing. And so rest in peace for the people who made their transition, for families, communities, and friends, and for that community in general. Black Panther poised to pounce on box office. Advance ticket sales beating Captain America Civil War. I never even heard of Captain America Civil War. I have heard of Captain America. I think that's like a comic book hero. But what I do know is that on my Facebook, you know, the people in the Facebook community, now I'm part of I follow some people who are like the Black Comic-Con or something. They into comics. I'm not really into comics, but I just was like, oh, illustrations. It's like pretty pictures, and you can create imagery of what you want. And I think that's powerful and interesting. So maybe one day I'll get into comics. And then for my book club, for a couple of my book clubs, I ended up reading like 3 or 4 graphic novels, and I had never read a graphic novel before. And I'm like, oh, okay. I think it's the Midwest Eastern Comic Color of Convention, something. I don't know. Dang, I'm the worst. But anyway, I think it's probably some of these people. They were selling the tickets. I feel that it was a year ago. Now, it might not have been a year ago, but it felt like a year before the show. I'm like, now they selling out a year before the show we're going to open. I'm talking about Black Panther, because that's what this headline is about. So when I saw this headline, I'm like, I am not shocked, because these people, the people was buying. And I'm like, I'm a fan of, you know, I want to go just because it seems like it would be interesting, and it would be like a whole new world. Not the movie, but also like people who were like really so into it. I'm like, they're passionate about it and they're into it. And that's kind of exciting and interesting. And I like to go just to people watch. But I'm not going to let you hold my $15, $20 for a year. Shoot, I might want to go to the movie in between there. I could turn that money over. I could take that $15 and buy 2 tubes of lipstick and sell 4. And while you hold my $15 or $20. But anyway, I saw that they were selling the advance tickets. The advance tickets were selling. I could see when I was on the Facebook, and I've seen it even now. So I'm not surprised. Ethiopia bans foreign adoptions. I think there was a couple years ago, some Ethiopian girl died in America or someplace. She was killed by her adopted parents. There's been some, you know, something like that going on. And I guess a couple of different things. And so Ethiopia is like, no. Iran drug law change could spare thousands on death row. August 2, 1997, Fela, who I know him as Fela Kuti, but it's Fela Anikulapo Kuti, died. August 2, 1997. Rest in peace. Because that music is like, when you hear Fela music, it's like, it's even now, it's like, okay, it's powerful. Whole Foods has a high-class problem that's leading to entirely empty shelves. What's going on over at the Whole Foods? I ain't really been to the Whole Foods since the Amazon takeover. I wasn't one to go really anyway. No, I went once and got some clothes, I think. India knocked it, and the person couldn't find clothes in the code, and we looked, and I had written it down from what it said on the thing, and then when they rang it up, it wouldn't ring up. And cloves are really expensive, whole cloves, organic whole cloves. And they ended up, after about 5 or 10 minutes of, you know, back and forth, they just gave me the clothes for free. I still got them. I used them. I've used them 2 or 3 times since then. So every time I use them, I'd be like, thank you, universe, for this gift of cloves. India knocked its new $3 billion nuclear missile sub out of commission by leaving the hatch open. You left the hatch open, India? No, don't leave the hatch open. Dang. Don't you hate when that happens? Australia had 3rd warmest year on record in 2017. You know, it's summertime there. It's winter here, but it's summertime in Australia. The Envy security bracelet repels assailants with a vicious sting. And I was looking at that bracelet. I was like, ooh, wouldn't it be nice if it just looked like a bracelet and it could be like a real weapon that you could use if somebody tried to abduct you or raped you, or, you know. Now the stink, that's kind of good, I guess, but then don't you smell it? I don't know. But anyway, Venezuela pill shortage. I don't know what those pills were. Iranians defy web censors. They trying to be like, you can't go on Facebook or the equivalent of Facebook, and people are being creative and they still posting stuff. So I say yay. I believe in resistance. That's probably the Aquarian in me. You know, you just be like fighting the system. I don't know. I don't really have much Aquarian in me, but my sun is in the 11th house. That's Aquarius's house. You understand what I'm saying? So I think of that as like a shadow, like I'm a shadow Aquarian. You might not know it, but I am, and I can feel it sometimes. Strong 7.6 earthquake hits near Honduras. Oh, I hope everybody is okay. A Cuba girl Dolly's bullying suicide shocks Australia. I don't know who a Cuba girl is, a Cuba girl Dolly, but rest in peace, Miss Dolly. She got bullied, and she ended up, and then the article was kind of talking about the fact that when you used to go to school and get bullied, it would be like Monday through Friday from 8 to 3, and they probably ain't bullying you that whole time. They didn't say this, but let's just think about it. But on the internet, people could be bullying you almost 24/7. You just don't get no breaks. Now, see, that's when I think sometimes children don't need to be on the internet. Like if you have a child that's being bullied, I feel like you just need to unplug them from social media, because that's like assault, and that's North Korea is sending its popular cheer squad to the Olympics, suggesting the country has been secretly preparing for months. I think they cheer squad is like 800 people. I don't know if it is, but they ain't just all of a sudden get ready now in the last week or two. They've been preparing. North Korea. California, 13 dead in Santa Barbara rains and mudslides. We talked about that. Rest in peace. No, being educated does not make you any less racist. That's what the headline says. So let's stop perpetuating this stereotype that racist people are ignorant, because this system is racist. The more educated you are, the more propaganda, anti-black, anti-woman propaganda is built into the system. The more of an idea there is that the only person who has done anything viable, anything worth anything important is a white man, a rich white man with property and power. Rich white men with property and power are like the only, real heroes, and everybody else is like a villain or inconsequential. The more education you get, the more you get exposed to that. I remember when I was in college, and there was this whole conversation across the street at Columbia about the Common Core, and these are the books that you have to have read in order to be a truly educated person. And it was like all white men. I'm like, well, Snow falls in the Sahara Desert. What? Not down for the count, Tavis Smiley announces a deal for a new show. Angela Rye calls out Adidas Predator ad. Where's the shoe? You got a picture of a black male athlete. You got a big sign on him saying Predator. Where the shoe at? It sounds like you just saying that the black male is a predator. Call him out, Mama Angela. Call him out. Sister Angela pardoned ex-sheriff to run for U.S. Senate. Y'all been seeing that on the news. Korea's agreed military talks to defuse border tension. Kerry Washington talks about community in her new Facebook Watch show, 5 Points. Facebook Watch. The only thing that I have watched on Facebook ever is the Queen's Court. And I watched like one financial Juneteenth video. But the other day I watched some of the Queen's Court, but like only 15 or 20 minutes. But we gonna watch regular TV on Facebook? I gotta wrap my head around it. And I don't think my head can wrap. Can my head wrap around an idea? Alps snow strands thousands of tourists in Switzerland. Okay, so I'm going to pause here because I think that I got to pause here. I'm at 20 minutes. And that's what I got for, I'm not going to pause. I'm going to stop this edition of Notes on the News. I am Angela. The channel is Be Fabulous You. Share, comment, share with your friends and family. Comment and like to give me some help, because I need all the help I can get. I'm out here struggling in these YouTube streets. Not really. Consider subscribing if you aren't a subscriber. If you are a subscriber, yay. Welcome back. If you're new to the channel, if you're not new to the channel, it's all good. Today is the best day ever. You the #1 stunner, and I want you to be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Bye.